Good morning and welcome back to A Moment of Hope. I'm Periann Pullium, the CEO of Upward Transitions, and I'm so glad that you're joining us today after our summer break and the relaunch of A Moment of Hope. I'm really excited about some of the things we have planned for this coming year. We just celebrated the end of our 2023 fiscal year and are looking forward to some great things in 2024. But one of the best things I want to share with you is our most recent new hire, Kana Dewart. Hi, Kana.
Hi.
Kana is our development and public relations manager, and she will be your new host of A Moment of Hope. So I'm going to turn it over to you and to give you the reins from here on.
A little bit about myself. I have a background in marketing, journalism, graphic design, fundraising, event planning, public speaking, social media management, web design. I did get to spend a little bit of time in Los Angeles at McKinsey & Company, learning a lot about their marketing team, working with their marketing team. And at the time that I was there, we were managing Disney and DreamWorks and Kia. And it was a great chance to really get my feet wet and get to know a lot about really promoting, not in the nonprofit sector, this will be new for me, but really promoting an organization. And as Periann well knows, I have had a heart for people in danger of or experiencing homelessness my entire adult life. So when this position was available, it just seemed meant to be. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm really impressed with what Upward Transitions has done and does do. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I hope that I will do a good job for you guys.
Well, if what you've been doing so far is any notion for us, it's going to be amazing. I've been hearing great comments about the social media, and your speaking engagements have been going very well. So we're so glad to have you on board and your expertise and your enthusiasm.
Oh, thanks, Terry. Well, there are a lot of exciting things happening at Upward Transitions right now, starting with some great fiscal year 2023 numbers. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So each year we track all of our outcomes, our outputs, our results, and report them. So we're putting the numbers together. But a couple of things I can tell you is last year we served nearly 4,000 individuals, and I believe that's more than any other year in the last 10 years outside of the ice storm year, which was an extraordinary year. We also distributed about 1,800 birth certificates and state IDs, which is the most we've ever distributed in the history of our organization. And we've been around for 98 years, so that's a pretty big milestone. So helping a lot of people experiencing homelessness remove barriers to housing and employment and other services they need. Very proud of that accomplishment.
About how many people did we help prevent from becoming homeless to begin with?
We worked with about 285 families with rent and utility assistance last year, and that was just a little under 800 individuals in those households. So we prevented homelessness for almost 800 people in our community.
That's incredible. About how many children do you think were served?
About around 1,200. So that is in addition to the children we prevented from becoming homeless with their families and the children of families who are currently homeless. So about 1,200. So it's important for us to provide those services to children, because when children are young and they have experiences such as homelessness, that trauma stays with them throughout their life. It can impact their health. It can impact their overall well-being, mental health, ability to learn, and long-term effects even into adulthood and being able to maintain relationships and stable employment. So it's really important to us to address those issues with children as early as possible.
It's wonderful to be part of something that's doing this much. That's amazing. Now, our mission statement includes the words, inspiring hope with our neighbors experiencing housing instability. How do we know that we're actually really changing lives and inspiring hope?
So one of the things that happens is we receive thank you notes and phone calls and emails and posts from people just telling us thank you, that they had thought they were at the end of their rope and they had lost all hope, but the service that we provided helped them regain that. But outside of those contacts, we do survey clients who've received our services. We reach out to them the month following their service, and we ask them several questions. And one of the questions is, are you feeling more hopeful now that you've been through upward transition services and received our help? And we, Kana, I don't see that I have that number, but I want to tell you, I want to say it's right around 80% of the people who responded to those surveys in the last year said, yes, they felt more hopeful. So yeah, so that's a really important thing when they're coming back. And they say things like, you saved my life, you changed my life, I couldn't have done this alone.
So this organization means it. This mission statement, we mean it. That's,
yeah.
I mean, I'm still new to upward transitions, obviously, but I know about the great reputation that you guys have and have had. For one thing, one of the things that really impresses me is that you guys, we are known to be great stewards of the money that is gifted and the funds that we work with. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So one of the things that funders and people who are thinking about donating to an organization look at is, how much overhead do you have? And obviously any organization is going to have overhead because you have salaries and you have benefits and you have to have air conditioning and heating and lights and computers and all those things that allow us to do our work. But Upward Transitions is really proud about the fact that we keep that number pretty low. 89 cents of every dollar we raise goes directly into programming for our client services. So I think that's a great mark. I think 20%, 25% is kind of the recommended amount, but we try to keep it nice and lean. And the majority of salaries that we have in our organization are case managers on the front line, providing those direct services. They are the backbone of what we do. They're the ones taking the phone calls, answering the emails, sitting down across from our clients and going beyond their immediate need. Someone may come to us and say, I need an ID, but our case managers go a little further and find out, are there other things they need? If they're going to start a new job, do they need help getting to and from that job the first couple of weeks? Do they need work clothes to get to be able to start that new job? Those are things that our case managers will dig into more deeply once we've connected with clients and help them with their immediate need.
And that's something else that the case managers here really, really impress me. They really know their stuff.
They do.
Of the roughly 4,000 clients we served last year, or fiscal year 2023, how many caseworkers were doing that work?
So last year we had 3 caseworkers working on the homeless services side of things, and we had 2 caseworkers working on the housing side. So 5 caseworkers total.
Doing all of that.
All of that, yes. So if you do the math pretty quickly, that's several hundred clients per caseworker. That's
amazing. They work so hard, and they really look into one thing. Sitting with them and learning about them, I was so impressed that they really look into every piece of information a client gives them will be researched, will be confirmed, and I love that they help. That's the most important thing. But they also make sure that these stories are true, that these are truly people who need the help, and that's another thing I think is part of why you guys are good stewards, or we are such good stewards here.
Yes, they are. And one of the other things I think is amazing about our case managers is how they collaborate with each other and other partner agencies. One of the things I'm super excited about that we started in the last year is the ability to embed a case manager in some of our partner agencies. We have one case manager who is at the day center at the Homeless Alliance 2 days a week. So we're meeting our clients where they are. We're not forcing them to come to us to receive our services. We're trying to make it easy. Transportation is a tremendous barrier for people experiencing homelessness. Communication is also a barrier. So if we can be where they are, we can help expedite the things that they need. We have a case manager who is embedded into the diversion hub 1 day a week as well. So we're helping their clients. And in the next few weeks, we will be embedding a case manager in the City Rescue Mission as well. And those are our 3 largest referral agencies for homeless services, is why we've selected them.
And referral agencies kind of think of us, right, as the go-to place for people getting their birth certificates, their IDs, their documents. We're the ones that can get that for them. And that's something that I didn't even think about before I came here with you guys, is that the people that you see who are struggling with homelessness, a lot of them can't even get a job. Like apparently like about 70%, is that correct? Can't even get a job because they don't have an ID.
Yeah, there is a study that showed that about 70% of individuals who are experiencing homelessness do not have any form of identification. And that is a barrier, just like you said, to employment. It's a barrier to housing. It's a barrier to a lot of services people need. So our partners in the community, such as the 3 that I named and so many more, refer their clients to us to get those documents they need so that they can then be successful in completing the programs with our partner agencies. So these relationships are very important to the whole community. You talk to any nonprofit in this community and we will say none of us can do this alone. It takes us as a group, and we lean on each other's strengths. So we are experts in retrieving legal documents and state IDs and homeless prevention. We are not experts in mental health. We are not experts in job placement. So we lean on those agencies that do those services. And that's just the way it has to be to provide the best service that the people in our community deserve.
Yeah, that's something else I didn't understand, just how well-oiled of a machine Oklahoma City is in serving people who are struggling with housing instability and potential homelessness. Other cities aren't like us, and that's not a biased statement. That's something that other United Way partners in other cities have noticed, a major difference between those connections, correct?
Correct. I sit on the national board for Travelers Aid International, which is our roots of our organization. And I often hear when we talk about the partnerships that we have in our community, how we work together, they are very surprised because they don't see that in their communities. And we're talking about, Boston, and Chicago, and Philadelphia, and Detroit, and LA, and even, Phoenix. It's just, it's not all huge towns, but they just don't work together like we do. And I'm very proud of our community and how closely we all work together.
That's pretty impressive. Makes me proud too.
I always tell people, like, I have almost every nonprofit CEO's phone numbers in my cell phone. So I know when they're calling me, and I know I can just grab it and call them when I need something. We're not shy, and we meet regularly. Some of our partner agencies meet on a regular basis to ensure that we're communicating.
I don't know that a lot of people outside of the nonprofit sector know about the way that this functions, and I think more people should know. It's an impressive thing about Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. Just not a question, an opinion. Sorry. I understand that we recently had some board elections and gotten some new board members.
Yes. We're each year we have board members who end their term of service. They can serve 3 years or 6 years. And we did have a few roll off this year. So we did elect 4 new board members. We're super excited to have them on board. We did a board orientation back in July. And just this past weekend, we had our board retreat with the entire board and had Frank Merrick from Foundation Management, Inc. come in and do some long-term and short-term planning with us. So that was really great to engage with board members. And I love it when from get-go board members are engaging and giving feedback and asking questions and not sitting there being quiet. We don't have that problem with our board, and they are there when we need them, when we need professional advice, whether it's legal or accounting, or I had a real estate question last week, and one of our real estate professionals helped me out with that question. So they're really amazing and supportive of the organization. And stewards of champions of what we do and out there sharing our message. So absolutely excited about this coming board year for sure.
Yeah, if I can comment also on that, that was the first thing that really blew my mind, was that first board meeting, to see that that's an amazing board of directors. That's some impressive people, and they are invested in this. I've worked as a volunteer on a lot of different things, and I can tell you most board of directors don't look like our board of directors. No. Those are some impressive people.
They are, and they're varied, diverse in all different ways that you can think of diversity. And we have been conscious about trying to recruit a diverse board. Our client base is a diverse client base. Our staff is a diverse base. So our board should be as well. And we have been working on improving that as well.
Yeah, that is impressive to me. So how can people donate or gift their time or their money to help with the important work that we're doing?
There are so many different ways to be involved. Certainly board service is always an option. And, sometimes we have openings come throughout the year. So if anyone's interested in board service, they can reach out to me. I will be happy to chat with them about that. We have volunteer opportunities, not only here at our office doing things. I mean, we're a small staff. So sometimes doing things like, trimming the trees or the shrubs or organizing the pantry aren't necessarily on the top of our agenda. So when volunteer groups want to come in and help us with those things, we welcome them. And they can reach out to Kana about those types of opportunities. So we would love to hear from you on that. And then, of course, our airport volunteer program is amazing. We didn't talk much about that, but our airport volunteers, we have about 30 who work at Will Rogers World Airport information booths 7 days a week, 365 days a year, from 10 in the morning to 10 at night, serving the public, answering questions, giving directions, being ambassadors to Oklahoma City. It is an amazing volunteer opportunity. You're serving your city. There are social service issues that do come up out there. We do end up with stranded travelers. So that is, someone who wants to be engaged on that level gets the opportunity to help people live, in crisis. So that's another volunteer opportunity. We have events that come throughout the year. As a matter of fact, an event that's coming up this week is Celebrity Wake Night. It will be held at Hideaway Pizza on Thursday evening. That's August 24th from 5:30 to 8:30. We have some former athletes from OU and OSU who will be serving as waiters. They'll have a professional Hideaway staff member working with them. So you don't have to worry about that. But they want to come and visit with our guests and tell them about Upward Transitions. And then Hideaway will donate 20% of their tip. 20% of their ticket to Upward Transitions, and then 100% of their tip will go to Upward Transition. So we encourage people to come out, have a good time. They've got the best pizza in town. Don't tell anyone else I said that. Come have a soda or a cocktail with us, and it's a real casual, laid-back, family-friendly environment Thursday evening. So we do have volunteers who come help with that. And then we have a couple of client events throughout the year that we have volunteer opportunities for. And then, of course, our annual fundraising event, which is scheduled for May 10th, 2024 at the Farmers Market. It will be a New Orleans themed event. We have a whole crew of volunteers for that. So those are ways you can volunteer. If you want to just, make a donation, you can go to our website, upwardtransitions.org. The donate button's just in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that little fella and you can make your donation there. We have a lot of people who do recurring on donations on a monthly basis. We have some who do every other week. Some do annual. So whatever someone's heart calls them to do, we appreciate it, and we promise we'll be good stewards of those funds. And then, of course, we do take donations for household items and items that individuals experiencing homelessness might need. Generally, I ask that people call and ask if we can use the items in advance. We do have limited storage, but we are housing clients from time to time. So we do need mattresses and beds and sofas and tables and chairs and dishes and linens. Those things we always appreciate. So call me and let me know about that. And then coats. We're coming up on winter. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but it'll be here before we know it. So we do try to make sure we have plenty of coats on hand for clients who are out in the elements, blankets, socks, new underwear, hygiene items, any of those things. We appreciate those donations for sure.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today, Periann. This looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting year. We got
I think
stuff
so.
all year round, it looks like.
And one last thing, Kana, is this is leading up to our centennial year. So in 2025, Upward Transitions will turn 100 years old, having served Oklahoma City all that time. And we have some great things scheduled for 2025. And we're going to start showing some sneak peeks on that throughout the year and get everybody excited. We'll have a whole year of celebrating for 2024. 2025.
So, yeah, so it's pretty important to stay tuned. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and very soon even TikTok or our website online. We're just going to be everywhere, keeping you abreast of what's going on with Upward Transitions. A lot of fun stuff going on. Please join us next Tuesday. Our special guest will be Maggie Hudson from City Care. That will be pretty exciting. And then we will be starting to do our United Way campaigning. And the following week, we'll have Ashley Rose Sorrell here from United Way. So follow us and stay tuned for our live streams. We're back to weekly.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kana, for having me on.
Thank you, Periann. I appreciate your time. And thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.